Hello children, this is Satkuri Raju working as School Assistant Mathematics at ZPHS Chintagattu, Mandal Asanparthi, District Warangal Urban. Children, today we are going to discuss the second chapter in our 10th class mathematics. Before going to discuss our topic, I will show some images. Just you observe them and think about them.
Let's have a look at the images. Here we have figure of teeth, bunch of flowers, pile of books, school of fish, an image of Indian cricketers. Children, observe them. What do you think about them? Here, the one thing that can be seen in common is that everything is in the form of a group, and we know which objects are present in every group, and they can be listed out. So, these type of groups are also called sets. That's it. Today's our topic is sets. But what exactly is a set? How can we define? A set is a well-defined collection of distinct objects. It means the objects which are present in a group should be well-defined. Again, what are well-defined objects? The objects which can be listed out in a particular situation are called well-defined objects. For better understanding this, let us consider one example. A is a set of numbers from 1 to 10. Is it a set? Let us discuss. First we have to think, can we list out the objects? Yes. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are the objects in this situation. So, these are well defined. By this, we can say this is a set. Here, I have one doubt. Is there any objects which cannot be well defined? For this, let's consider another example. A set of clever students in a class. Here, observe the term clever. We cannot list out the clever students in a class because the term clever cannot be defined or measured. It is a relative term. The meaning of this word will change from individual to individual. Hence, in this situation, it is not a set. Take another example. A set of good books in a library. Children, say, is it a set? No, it is not. Because here also the term good cannot be measured. That's why it is not a set. Let us consider another example. A set of vowels in the English alphabet. Is it a set? Can we list out the vowels? Yes, we can list out the vowels as A, E, I, O, U. So, these are well defined. Hence, it is a set. Let's see few of these examples if we can form a set of them or not. The first one is first 5 prime numbers. Children, think, can we list out these prime numbers? Yes, they are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. So, these are well defined. Hence, this is a set. The next one is the strong students in your class. Again here the term strong is a relative term and it cannot be defined or measured. Hence, it is not a set. But if I will add a condition like students who weigh more than 50 kg are to be considered as strong, then it becomes well defined. Because now we can list out the students who weigh more than 50 kg. Hence, by giving this condition, it becomes a set. Means now it is a set. Let us take another example. Multiples of 7 which are more than 10 and less than 50. Is it a set? Yes, because we can list out the multiples of 7 which are in between 10 and 15. What are they? They are 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. So, this is a set. Next, go for the fourth example. Most talented cricketers in India. Again, here the term talented cannot be defined or measured, so it is also not a set. The fifth example is the states of India. Is it a set? Yes, because we can list out all the states, hence it is a set. It is a set. Let's move to the next step. Sets are generally denoted by capital letters of English alphabets like capital A, capital B, capital C, etc. The objects in a set are called elements. Third one is sets are written by enclosing all its elements between the curly brackets. Let us take one example. A is a set of first 5 even natural numbers. We can write it as A is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. In this way, we can represent a set. Here, set is denoted by capital A. In this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 are called elements and it is enclosed by curly brackets. This is the form of representation of a set. Take another example. B is a set of days in a week. So, it can be written as B is equal to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday up to Saturday. Here, the days are treated as elements. Here, we are writing a set by listing the elements in it. In such case, the set is said to be written in the roster form. What is this form? Roster form. Here, I am taking the above example. A is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. In this set, all the elements listed by separating with commas. This method is called roster form. Let us discuss belongingness of the elements. Here, the number 2 is in the set A. Observe here. 2 is in set A. How can we denote this? This is denoted by like this. So, it is called as read as 2 is belongs to set A. 2 is belongs to set A. In the same way, 6 is in set A. Let us observe. It means 6 belongs to A. We read it as 6 belongs to A. If I take a number 5, is it in A? No. So, how can we denote this one? If an element not in set A, it is denoted by 5 does not belongs to A. Here this symbol is does not belongs to, and we read this as 5 does not belongs to A. Hence, if an element is in set A, then we say it is belongs to A. If an element is not in set A, then we say it does not belongs to A. While writing in roster form, we have to follow some rules. First one is, in roster form, the order in which the elements are listed is immaterial. For this, let's take one example. A is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Here these two sets are having same elements, but the listing order is different, even though these two ways are right. So, we can write in any order. The second one is, while writing in roster form, an element should not be repeated. It means every element should be taken once only. For example, the set of letters of the word school here we taken. So, here O repeated twice, but we have to take it once only, that is M is equal to SCHOL. Observe here O is taken once only. It means every element in a set is distinct. Now, what happens if I ask you to form a set of all whole numbers from 1 to 5000? Is it easy to use roster form to list all these numbers? No. This is difficult to write for this. For this, we have another form, that is set builder form. So, let us see what is a set builder form and how can we write. Let's take the above example. B is a set of whole numbers from 1 to 5000. So, here this statement we can write in the form of set builder form as B is equal to x such that x is a whole number or x belongs to W, 0 less than x less than 5001. This is the syntax of set builder form, and we read it as x such that x belongs to W and 0 less than x less than 5001. In this form, all the elements are represented by one single variable x, and also the property of elements is mentioned. So, in this way we can represent set builder form. Let's take some examples of roster form to convert into set builder form. The first one is V is equal to AEIOU. How can we convert this? First, observe the elements. They are vowels. So, we can write it as x such that x is a vowel in the English alphabet. This is set builder form. The second one is A is equal to -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. In this set, elements are integers. For this, the set builder form is x such that x belongs to Z, means x is an integer, and -2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2. Like this we can write in set builder form. Third one is B is equal to 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5. In this, every element is in 1 by n form. So, we can write it as x such that x is equal to 1 by n, means the every element is in the form of 1 by n, and here n is natural number, that's why n belongs to n, and 1 less than or equal to n less than or equal to 5. So, this is the set builder form. The next one is C is equal to 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. In this set, all elements are prime numbers. For this, set builder form is x such that x is a prime number and x less than 20. In this way, we can convert from roster form to set builder form, as well as from set builder form to roster form. Let's move to the next topic, types of sets. A is equal to x is a natural number, x such that x is a natural number less than 1. Is there any natural number which is less than 1? No, because natural number starts from 1. So, here we have no elements in this set. Take another example. X such that x is a odd number divisible by 2. Again here there is no odd number divisible by 2. So that there is no elements in this set also. So these two sets are empty. That's why these type of sets are called empty sets. How can we define an empty set? A set which does not contain any elements is called an empty set or null set. Empty set is denoted by the symbol pi or empty brackets, that is pi equal to empty brackets. So the above examples can be written as A is equal to empty brackets and B is equal to empty brackets. It means the sets A and B are empty sets. Let us see some more examples to empty set. Here P is equal to x such that x is a even prime between 10 and 20. We know the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, etc. In this, 2 is even number, remaining are odd numbers. So, between 10 and 20, we have no even primes. So, this is an empty set. It is written as p is equal to pi. Then the next example, q is equal to x such that x not equal to x. X belongs to n. Here the elements are natural numbers. X not equal to x means a natural number which is not equal to itself. But we have no such natural numbers. That's why it is also an empty set. So it can be written as q is equal to pi. The next one is universal set. Let's consider the teeth set here. You can observe this in the beginning of the chapter. In this, the teeth set divided into 4 groups. They are incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. These 4 groups also itself sets. In this case, the whole teeth set is called universal set. It means it contains all types of teeth sets. The universal set generally denoted by the symbol mu or capital U, and it is represented in rectangular shape. See here the diagram. For better understanding, let us consider another example. If we want to study various people of Telangana, here assume every district of Telangana itself a set. Then the set of Telangana is called universal set. In the same way, if we want to study the people of our country, in this case the set of whole country is universal set. Children, I hope you understood. The next one is subset. What is a subset? How can we define? If all elements of a set A are present in set B, then A is said to be subset of B. To understand this, let us consider one example. Set A is equal to 2, 3, 5 and set B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here the elements of set A are 2, 3, 5 are also present in set B. So here A is said to be subset of A. It is denoted by like this. Here this symbol is subset. So we can read it as A subset B. Take another example. P is equal to ABC and Q is equal to ABCDE. So is set P subset to set Q? Yes, you are right. P is subset to Q because the elements of ABC are present in Q. Let's take another example which is not subset. Consider a set P is equal to 1, 2, 5 and another set Q is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Is set P subset to Q? Let us discuss. Here the element 5 which is in set A. Here the element 5 which is in set P is not present in set Q. So P is not subset to Q. That is denoted by P is not subset to Q like this. Like this. Children, here I am taking one set A is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you say an empty set pi is subset to A? Let us discuss. If possible, assume pi is not subset to A. Then we have to prove any one element which is in pi is not present in set A. Is there any element in pi? No. That's why we can say pi is subset to A. Pi is subset to A. By this we can say pi is a subset of any set. Here we can take instead of A any set. For that pi is subset to that set also. So by this we can say pi is a subset of any set. The next question is A subset to A? Yes, because all elements of A should be presented in A itself. So by this we can say every set is a subset to itself. Every set is a subset to itself. Next we take one more example. Consider a set A is equal to 2, 3, 4. How many sets can you form by taking as many elements as you wish from set A? Let us discuss. Here our task is form sets by taking the elements 2, 3 and 4. So they are 2. By taking one element 2, I formed a set. Then by taking 3, I formed a set. Like this 4. Then by taking 2 elements, I formed a set. And 2, 4, 3, 4 and lastly 2, 3, 4. In this way we can form a maximum of 7 sets. Children, observe here, these sets are also said to be subset to set A because every element of every set are present in set A. Along with these 7 subsets, an empty set pi is also one subset to set A. That's why we can say total number of subsets of set A is here 8. But we can write 8 is equal to 2 to the power of 3. Here we consider 3 is number of elements in set A. By this we can say if the number of elements in a set are n, then it has a total of 2 to the power of n subsets. Okay, children. Now I am giving some questions. Answer the all questions. First question, give any 2 examples for empty set. Second one is, write the set A in the set builder form. Here A is in roster form. You have to convert it into set builder form. The third one is, write the set A which is in set builder form. You have to convert it into roster form. Fourth one is, if A is equal to A, B, C, D, how many subsets does the set A have? So we have to list out the all subsets.
Children, that's all for today. I hope by now you understood what is a set, the forms of sets and the types of sets. In our coming sessions, we will see the Venn diagrams and the basic operations in sets. I hope this session was useful to you. Take care, children. Bye.